Thanks so much for clicking back on the video. My name is Ruben Pillay, and I'm your go-to source for all things crypto. As always, please note I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I providing any financial advice. I'm just a guy showing you what I do with my cash when it comes to crypto or any investments. Please understand the risk that you are making whenever making any sort of investment. This is your hard-earned money. And for today, we'll be diving into some huge developments shaking up the crypto market, from Bitcoin's price plummet to some geopolitical shocks impacting the entire market. There's a lot to unpack, so stick around and let's get into it. The first thing that I wanted to do is come over onto TradingView, so tradingview.com. If you guys don't have an account for this, please do create one. It's hell of a easy. These are all the coins that I follow since I do trade forex or crypto, and these are mainly the ones that I follow just out of interest sake. And you can see that I've just clicked on this Bitcoin item here. Let me close this passage here. And what has happened over the last 48 hours, or from the last time I spoke to you all, you can see that Bitcoin actually dropped down to around $91,269. Sorry for that. Listen properly. But yeah, and since then it's basically dropped from the 100k that it was hovering around. You can see a strong downward trend and a massive decline where this price was rejected and immediately came up on a 30-minute time scale, which is what I'm looking at here. And you can see it's been steadily increasing across over the last couple of hours. It actually started pushing up just before I started making this video, and you can see it's rejecting again this 100,000 level. Came up to test it, said nah, I don't want anything like that, and immediately started retracing. So you can see it's starting to consolidate here. What's interesting about this timing on here is that the US market opens up around 3 o'clock South African time, and you can see there's been a lot of movement. So basically Bitcoin has dropped from 100k and hitting a low around this 91,000, and now it's bouncing around this 95k where it was earlier in the day, and now shot up back up to the 100k mark. So it's dropped about 14% from the last time I created a video, and there was this over 14%. And it's not just Bitcoin that actually got hit by this, it was actually Ethereum as well. Ethereum, which I have here, Ethereum also got hit. It dropped down quite a lot to around $2,100. Started consolidating, rejected the level, came back up, and you can see some consolidation happening here. It's looking like it's going to come up to about $2,870, where I would put a marker on if I was trading this. Let me actually make a marker on here, just so that the next time it comes to this video, let's see how good my trading is. But in addition to this, it wasn't only Ethereum and Bitcoin who were the main guys. They have the largest market dominance, I think covering 70% of the market. It was also your XRP as well as your Dogecoin. You can see I don't have those on the side here, but if I were to search here, let me just check if I can pull up an XRP USD chart. Yeah, let's take the Bitstamp one. Gonna expand this here, and here again you can actually see trading this here, decent levels. I don't know when I put these lines on, but you can see that my previous levels were still something that was being respected now. And again, this is the third coin that has basically been climbing over the last couple of hours. So as whatever direction Bitcoin was moving, so as other coins. I am on XRP USD, and this also for some reason dropped down by 30%. Over 4 day or over the last 4 days, it's been dropping, and since this morning at 4:04 a.m. it actually dropped down to around $1.74. So what does this mean? Basically, if you look at your crypto fear and greed that's happening across on the crypto or alternative.me website, which shows how has this been, what's the fear and greed index regarding multi-factional crypto market sentiment analysis. You can see it currently it's at about 44 being about more or less indifferent between fear and greed. It was earlier around 39, which is high fear, and you can see the common trends. So greed was at around 60, last week it was at around 71, 73. So we almost half this amount of fear and greed that's actually been occurring, and that just shows that the amount of signaling growing fear amongst the investors in the market it's clear that this market for today was not for the faint at heart. But if we dive a bit deeper into understanding what could be the cause of all of this volatility that's been occurring in the market, one of the things has been Donald Trump's trade war that he's been pushing along with Canada, China, and Mexico, and America's 25% tariff on some of the punitive responses that they've made, which is something that's been coming up quite a bit. I have this article on theeconomist.com basically comparing this entire trade war that's happening between the Chinese and America, Mexico and America, as a war that's bigger than the opioid. So they're linking it to the fentanyl that's having increase of usage across Americans. But this war that's currently occurring with the tariffs is in line with what Donald Trump had in principle, according to his manifesto that he was running across. And in addition to this as well, we've also had quite a bit of stock actually also getting hit. So if I just come across, if we're looking at our 3:30 from yesterday, Monday, you can see the stock market also started dropping drastically. This morning at 4 a.m., since that was a similar task, you can see here the market first got hit just after midnight and then again at 4. So if you guys are following, you can see there's a bit of a pattern happening. If I were to trade this is a previous support here, and yeah, it's becoming a resistance now. So this is a great level for the NAS 100 to actually break. Once it breaks, I would look for a retest and see where to open up or take an entry in the market. But yeah, it's like I mentioned, it's not just crypto feeding the heat. Stock futures are also down sharply. The Dow dropped about 600 points, S&P 500 at around 1.9%, and then the Nasdaq also slid by like 3%. Here you can see that massive slide here. So clearly all investors across the board, whether you are in stocks, whether you are in crypto, you've been catching a knock today, the Monday 3rd of February 2025. And if you were to look at the liquidation charts, or looking at Bitcoin's dominance and how the dominance has slightly changed, you can see from the 1st of Jan there was a slight dip in between a slight change between other caps as well as Bitcoin's dominance. Bitcoin having about 38% and others about 44%. But as of today, Bitcoin has continued its rally, showing that it's 60% dominance. Ethereum at around 10% and others making up just under 30%. The overall yearly low and yearly high, here we have Bitcoin at 60, previously it was around 50 for the last year that we've measured for. And that's what has happened over the cycle. There's been about $2 billion worth of monies taken out from the crypto market. This showing that it's a liquidity, like over 2 billion worth of leveraged positions were liquidated in the last 24 hours. Ethereum accounted for about $610 million of these losses. This mass liquidation has pushed Bitcoin to this dominance, which you see here. It's its highest level since I think like 2021. 2021. This is where its highest level was, and it's currently breaking that up or breaking through that. Again, level of resistance here. Once it breaks over that, we could see it go back up to where it was back in 2017 at around 86%. And other notable news, so you can see here that I am on the Coinbase, and Coinbase obtains a VASP, which is get the term correctly, but I know that it is a VASP license that they've been. It's like a virtual asset service provider, a license. I just want to confirm whether VASP is provided here. It doesn't seem like it's on this here, but you can take my word for it that it is a virtual asset service provider, and they've basically registered the largest in the UK. So making it a big step forward for its global operations essentially. And then meanwhile in India is also reviewing its crypto policies that it currently has in place in line with the tariff changes that Donald Trump has basically created. This new trade war that's coming up at the moment. And but if you are in the game, and you are interested in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, this is the time where the diamond hands get tested. Remember, crypto is a long-term game. Keep an eye on these support levels here that I've made mention of. Let me just pull them up here. This is a decent level here because it's rejecting here, and this here could also be another decent one here. In this region over here is where I would expect the price to oscillate. If we do go down to $83,000, which is the previous support level, that's where Bitcoin should be starting to get tested. But once we range around this 90,000 format, I would say that it's a good time to start buying crypto. I'm doing that. I'm basically improving my position that I have on Bitcoin as well as in Ethereum, XDC, IMX, SUI, as well as Solana as the coins that I would want to be investing in at the moment. And yeah, basically, if you found this video helpful, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more updates, and let me know in the comments what you think about today's market drop. Are you buying, holding, or selling? Let's discuss it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.